mistakes, I know I lied. I should have noticed, yeah, I should have tried. And all the loving that I just ignored, I'm gonna revive it, I'm gonna revive it. I know I made mistakes, I know I lied. I should have noticed, yeah, I should have tried. And all the loving that I just ignored, I'm gonna revive it, I'm gonna revive it, I'm gonna revive it.
Good evening, Overtakers. Let me switch screens. I'm hiding here. Turn the music down. Somewhere reasonable. There we go. How are we going? We're here. I should turn on a light. There we go. Now you might be able to see me. I am here. So, how is everyone doing? There's a fair few people in the chat already. 45. It's got, I think it was 30 degrees today from memory. What else have we got? Who else have we got? Mad Kiwi, how we going? Dave, Sally, Trevor Smith, Skidmark, Matthew Crick, Doc Death, Lynn, how we going? Muff was here earlier. I think he's probably around somewhere. Hello. How you going, Mad Kiwi? Move the chair in. Evening, Gleno. That's alright, Trevor. I was going to be doing this anyway, so why not do it live? Add a bit of a fun element to it. Alrighty, let's kill this music because we'll have some different music playing very soon for the editing. Should have a logo here maybe, I don't know. Tell us what you're going to show us today. Well, today I'm going to be doing some editing. I'm going to show you the process. Not from start to finish because I don't think I'll finish the video today. What's cracking? Oh, not a lot. Just sitting here, aircon going. Nice and cool at the moment. Getting ready to pounce into some editing live with the viewers. Talk about what the process is. Answer any questions you have about the channel, about what cameras we use, what gear we use, the editing, anything about it. Anything about the whole process. James Bayless, how you going? Haven't missed anything. Only just started. Alright. Well, while there is still some people rolling in, I might just quickly move this webcam off of here and show you the rig that I use to edit videos. That's my computer. It's not very clean. It's kind of dusty. It needs a good clean. That's my computer. Got the graphics card, of course. You know, need that for the rendering, right? It's not for gaming, definitely not. Water-cooled CPU, if that means anything to anyone in the chat. SSD, that's for quick speeds, read and write, allows me to get those renders out nice and quickly. Move the camera around where it was, I don't know, somewhere there, that'll do. That looks good. And I shall switch the screen to this one. This is our editing program that we use. This is Davinci Resolve. This is one half of it for me. I have two screens, so I'm going to do, if I click on the right one, I'll switch back between those two, back and forth every now and then. We're going to be starting with this one because I pretty much start with the workflow to start with. So I've got my footage in here from the camera and from the drone. What drone? And there is a clip that I'm missing that I need to drag in. Then I'm going to put in the drone one for now. Let me find it. That's not the right folder. See, what could go wrong when you're doing things live? Nothing. Just forgetting to put things in there. The YouTube intro. How can I forget that? Chaz, actually, no AMD in there. That's a Gigabyte Aorus, I believe it is, the graphics card. It's a 1080 Ti, so 12 gigabytes of graphics in that one. And then I've got a Intel i7 7700K CPU, 4.2 gigahertz in the PC. Oh, there is a side cover. There is a side cover. It's tempered glass, Scott. It's tempered glass. Alrighty. Now, the program that we use to edit is Davinci Resolve. I know that a lot of people immediately look at ones like Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere, both really good options. You've got Apple iMovie. Haven't had any exposure to that because I'm not a big Apple person. So, what else have we got? Windows Movie Maker, is that still a thing? I know that used to be a thing. I don't know whether they got rid of it for new versions of Windows. They possibly did. I have no idea. But we use DaVinci Resolve because it's free. Oh, Sony Vegas, that's another one. I used to use that to edit gaming videos. But we use DaVinci Resolve. It's free. It has, if I switch screens, well, actually, you should see half of it here. So if I switch screens, does it work? There we go. Alright, that's not the right screen. But anyways, this is the color correction. So this is where we can do color stuff. Most of my color stuff, I just hit the auto thing. I'm not too fussed about color correction at the moment unless things are really off. Sometimes I'll play with it and change things. This is where we can add a little bit extra stabilization in here with the tracker. Lots of awesome stuff you can do with the tracker. Plenty of videos out there on that. Swing it back to the edit. And Scott's side cover is missing, so he can vacuum the dust out. Alright, well, let me switch back to the right screen that I want. And I'm going to be looking away from the camera because I'm looking at my other monitor to do this. So I'm going to add some extra bins. Ooh, if I type the right name. So for me, I like to switch out each thing into different bins. So each one of my interviews is going to go into its own bin. Don't know why I'm not getting anything that's letting me create new bins. Resolve is not liking me right now. I've clicked on something. Cancel that. I've accidentally started creating a new timeline. Alright, let me create another bin, please. Why is my right click not working? What have I opened now? Another new timeline thing. Have I opened another one? No. Good. Alright, I can't create bins for some reason. This is, it's going well. Let me just go to this one. Does this let me create? There we go. There we go. I can create bins now. The mouse looks like it's going everywhere on the screen. Interview 3. Oh man, look at that. That's pretty. Why is this happening? As I said, nothing ever goes wrong when you do live stuff, right? Everything always works. Wouldn't be a stream by us if it didn't have technical difficulties. What else do I usually put in? I put in a used, so that's where clips that I've used go. Just trying to think of what other bins that I normally use in here. Sometimes I'll put a B-roll in if we have extra, whoops, I didn't mean to play that. If we have extra shots that are not necessarily car related. So, yeah, as Dave said, I'm organizing my footage into a workflow, and Davinci is playing real weird and things aren't working, but I don't know, I think that might be a Twitch thing. Here we go. Alright. Now, let me... Why is this just not keeping up? There we go. It's not updating. It's because I'm using two screens, probably. I should change this. Let me just add something here, and hopefully this fixes the problem. Display capture, add source. And I want to capture display 2, done. Drag that to the bottom. Remove that one. And right click this, go transform, fit to screen. There we go. Now we've live edited resolve. I might have to do that for this one too. Let's remove this one. Add this in, and then we'll get display capture, add a source, add a new source, add that. Display 1. Capture the cursor. Why is that not working? There we go. Alright, and fit to screen. There we go. Now things should work. Hopefully. James Bayless, just as long as you don't let the smoke out. Scott, I read up on Davinci Resolve 16 on their website. It looks really intuitive. It is. It's actually a really impressive piece of software. I believe the color correction in it is like one of the best on the market out there. You get access to so many features in the free version. It's just affordable. That's because it's free. So I'll remove this one as well, and now things should work properly. I hope. And they've stopped working. If I click on that, is it going to disappear? Yes, it is. Oh, man. Multi-screen stuff. It's good, isn't it? I can see the new bin thing now, but it just doesn't work. Alright. Is it going to stay? I hope so. Alright, so let me start organizing this footage. Organizing my workflow so that I can make things a lot easier when it comes to editing everything up. Well, here's a car that we know from someone in the chat. Click on that, switch back to this screen. We can have a look at this car, and it's not going to play. Why is it doing this to me? There we go. Hopefully you can see that. That's someone in the chat, Gleno. That's his Shelby. Switch back to the second screen. Hopefully it doesn't. Why is it breaking so much? There we go. All right. Let me scroll through and find the cars. There's a sticker that we know. There, the Nugget Garage. Keep scrolling through till we find this footage of some cars of the people that we interviewed. This one as well. Oh, I don't want to drag them all into the right one. Okay. There was almost my first mistake. I was about to drag them all into the same interview folder. First mistake, I see. So for each one of my interviews, I have a separate folder that I put all the footage of their cars into. That just makes it a lot easier when I go to edit an interview. So if I scroll down, there's an intro, I think. I normally have an intro and outro folder, but I kind of forgot about that here. That's the interview, so it's our first interview with the Kinga. So we'll drag all of these footages into there. That's our interview with the Datsun. So move that into that one. And here's our final interview. Interview 3. That's an outro. For now, bin 6 can be our intro and outro folder, because I didn't name it. Scrolling, and that's all of our interview footage. Okay, so now it's a little bit nicer to work with in here. And if I go back into the master folder, I'm missing one bin and it won't let me create it. And it's for our music. So we have 3 songs here. And let me click back to this screen. So this is our songs, and things are just not working how they should. So this is possibly our first song, because it sort of starts off pretty hyped. All of our music is from Epidemic Sounds. This one's okay. Maybe not for the start. This one's okay. But I think what I'm going to pick is going to be this one. Whoa, everything's glitching out on me. Because for the start of the video, it starts off straight away. So I can throw in some action. It's got a little bit of a dip here. So that's usually pretty good for me. Then I can cut it. And I can move things out. As so. And we can tilt this down a bit. If I click on the right things, and what I'm doing right now is I'm just fading out that music there. So this allows me to put a bit of curve on it instead of it just being a big straight line. So if I bring it back a bit, want that nice curve. And then let's zoom out and we're gonna get some footage to chuck onto this. This just does not like me. What else can I do that might work properly? Game capture? Looking for a game? No, that doesn't work. Yeah, there's no games open. Okay. Alright, let's remove that one. Let's try the window capture again and just hope that it works. Can't hear the song? Alright. Give me a minute. Let me try this again, because maybe this one will work. Transform, fit to screen. And that down, move this down here. Epidemic Sounds isn't free. We pay for it every month. I'd post a link into chat. That's our referral link if anyone wants to sign up to Epidemic Sounds. It is similar to Spotify in the sense that there is a lot of music on there, but it is all licensed under their license, so we pay for that for use of that on our YouTube. Maybe you'll hear the song now, possibly? Is that working? Can you hear the song now? Is the song playing properly now? I hope. At least the screen's not disappearing now when I click on the other one. Marth's in Woolworths watching. That's some good Woolworths editing action. Alright. Now, let's take a little look. I'm just looking at this screen if you're wondering where I'm looking. But I'm going to bring them onto this screen in a second. I'm just working out what car that I want to use to start off the video with. Maybe that one? I don't know. It's going to be boring for a second while I just work out what I'm going to put on the timeline to start with. Where am I looking? There we go. How about we start with this? This looks good to me. Nice GDS. So the main thing that I generally do at the start is I don't just drag a clip straight onto the timeline, is I'll actually do a little bit of cutting here So I'll work out what parts of the clip I actually want, and I'll use, for me, I have the hotkey set up as I and O. I believe that that's pretty standard amongst all the programs. So if I press I here, and then an O here, that gives me 2 points in that clip, so an in and an out. So now when I drag this clip onto here, it's slightly shorter than it would be if I didn't have those points. So if I quickly drag these out, and now you will see that the clip is much longer than what I had just there. So I should be able to Control Z that. There we go. We'll drag that down. If I drag it onto the right space, I need to give myself more room. Move the audio clips down, drag that onto the second timeline. So the reason I'm putting it on the second timeline is because I'll just hit this mute button, because we don't want the audio from these clips to play. For this one, it's actually no audio. I think we had the mic on the camera at that point, so there was no audio anyways. But some of the clips you get all the people around you talking. If Dave's got the mic, he'll be having a conversation with someone, so you get that conversation. So I mute that so that you don't hear that in the background. So the start of the videos, I like to just fade in that first clip. So easy way to do that in Davinci Resolve is just drag that little pointer, and that gives us a little bit of a fade in. We can have a look at how long it's going to be. So I don't want it to be very long, whereas I could make it the whole clip if I really wanted to, but I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to make it that short little fade in so that it will happen really quickly. When you click on the video, it grabs your attention. That's the most important thing. We want you to stick around and watch. So that's pretty much it with that. And then I will go through using the arrow keys on my keyboard, which is, if I don't hit space, my keyboard here, I'll go through using the arrow keys, and I will find the beat that I want to end the song on. Not the song, the clip, sorry. So let me turn up my sound here so you guys can hear it properly. But if you listen, there's that little click sound. That's the sound that I'm looking for, because that's usually like a drum beat. So now I'm going to take this. I don't want this because that's not what I want. I want the singular one that allows me to shorten or lengthen the clip, and I want to drag it to my pointer here. So now if we play this, you should be able to hear when there's a beat, the clip ends. There we go. So hopefully you heard that. That might normally go unnoticed. It's kind of jarring, at least for me, if you listen or watching a video and you're listening to that music in the background and the song isn't matched up to the video. It can kind of be jarring and you sort of lose the two into two separate things, whereas this brings them together and they become one. At least in my eyes. I don't know whether it's anyone else sees the same. Let's check the chat. Yeah, all the music from Epidemic, as Dave's saying, is in all of our videos, except for like the first 5 or 6 videos that we did. We were using like royalty-free music until we discovered Epidemic Sounds, and it made everything so much easier because scrolling through YouTube trying to find royalty-free music was super hard. Jamie, amazing, I feel dizzy. Gleno, he said, I was only thinking last week, how do you make your videos? Because the one you done last week was very good, and the camera you're walking around with, while a little bigger than my cell phone. Yeah, it's not massive in comparison to some of the cameras that you see people getting around with, like the Red cameras and that sort of stuff, but we do have a lot of fun making this. Dave said, yeah, it's not a cheap hobby. It is not. It is very expensive, but it's so much fun. Scott said, I like when you do the slower fades. When it's too fast, it is too much for my old brain. And yeah, I know what you mean about the music. Yeah, I'll do a slower fade for like this sort of thing, ending the song. So where this song ends, I'll usually like That's usually a little bit shorter than I would normally do it at the moment, because I haven't actually planned what's going to happen there. I have just sort of made it so that I know for myself that that's what's going to happen there. But a quick fade for the start of the video is super important, because if you have that real long fade, it takes a long time to get into the video. Let me just oh, I don't have a right click menu. What's going on? Oh no, that's not good. Okay. Well, I don't have any menus. Can I switch it to this one and then have a right click menu? Is that possible? Nope, that's not possible because it doesn't even show up on the stream then. Alright, for now I'm going to not be able to do what we normally do, and that is change the speed of the clips. So normally most of our clips are slowed down to around about 50%. So all the videos are edited down. I forget, I can't access the menu. So all of our videos are edited down to 25 frames per second. We shoot in 50. So they're slowed down to around about 50% is the maximum that we can go to before everything starts to become really jumpy and jittery. And that is pretty much it. Muff is back home. Welcome back, Scott. We appreciate it. And it's even better when you have fun doing it. That's the main thing. As long as we're out there having fun, that's the best part about it. So, get to see some cool cars. How can't that be fun? So, this is just me doing... I'm doing this in and out thing on the other screen at the moment, because that's how I normally do it. I sort of just eyeball it and play with it from there. So for this GTS one, I really wish I could slow it down. I don't know why I can't. So there's my beat right there. But the clip is too quick for me. I don't like that, and I don't know what I can do to make it slower at the moment. Can I just quickly click that, and then does that let me right click? No, it doesn't. Alright, I cannot right click at all, so what if I just get rid of the dual screen and do that and just do one screen? Does that let me right click? It doesn't. What is happening? Why am I not winning? Does display capture work then? Add a source, done. Make this. Transform. Fit to screen. Okay, does that work? Maybe. Don't know. Let's remove that and hope that this makes it work. And everything's gone again. What's going on? Why is this happening? I'm just getting tricked by everything right now. Right click. Transform. Fit to screen. Move that down. I'm gonna remove these ones. Can I right click now? Why can't I right click? Okay. That's a pain. Can't click on anything. I'm gonna quickly save. Saving is important, and close Davinci Resolve. So you're gonna see more of me for a second while I try and fix my problem. Now I don't even have Davinci Resolve. There we go. Well, I don't know that the project car pain yet. Yet is the key word. Alright, car show. Loading. Please work. You go back. Right click it. Make it fit to the screen because it's a little bit too big. Can we right click? We can right click. We can do it. Alright, change clip speed. You can't see this. You can see my mouse. You can't see what I'm doing. So now the clip's 50% speed. So if I get rid of that second window, you should be able to see a difference now, because that clip is much nicer to watch than like that. So the slowed down clips is the main thing that probably goes into our cinematic look, other than using the gimbal. So is it something to do with the mouse settings, or is it working outside of Resolve? It's working outside of Resolve. I just have a feeling it was something to do with Streamlabs not liking me, and it sort of blew everything up. Scott said he bought a secondhand GoPro 5 because he wasn't happy with the phone footage. The phones are awesome these days. I have a Pixel, and this thing takes some amazing photos and videos. Alright, now everything is on the one screen, so you'll get to see everything that I do. So I'm going to zoom this in because I need to be able to see the clips a little bit better now. So we're still working with the GTS, so I like to keep all the cars in the same thing, because it would be a bit weird if I started taking shots of another car and then put the GTS back again. So let's click this on here. Let's change the speed. Let's play it and see how it looks. James said, okay, is it just me as I can't see the right click options? I can see them. I'm not sure if you can. Okay, so by the looks of what it looks like in Streamlabs, you guys can't see the options. But I right click on this, there's an option called change clip speed. It brings up a little menu that allows me to change the speed. Let me have a look at more of these comments. Scott said it's still 45 down here. I'm parked in front of the AC. I am too. It's right there, just above me. Mark said the Pixel 2 is not bad. Only thing that's bad is people whinge that I'm not using a gimbal, so they can be shake. True, true. The Pixels are so good. The Pixel 4 has some good stability, so I haven't really shot too much video of it other than like videos of my dog. And Glenno said Dave's car is nice, reminded him of when he had a 69 Chevelle. There you go. And Scott said the Samsung S10 is good, but I abuse it, so I think the lens is scratched. It keeps telling me to clean the lens. Oh no. Alright, back to the editing before I get too carried away. We've been going for half an hour and I've put 3 clips on the screen. Okay, so we've got some beats that we can go with. I like this drum, the snare. Is that the tom? I don't know. I think it's something. I like that beat though. That second hit. This one's not as easy to find, so there it is. That's about it for that one. Alright, let's see. We do have one more shot of this car. Let's... wrong thing we're applying the in and outs to. Well, that's a little bit of a fuddle. So, it's that. Now, I quite like this shot. But we are going to slow it down again. 50%. Scott said, lol, it's the live stream live. Marv said, it's a Samsung thing, I swear. Been that way since the S8. I have an S8 as well. That's my old phone that I replaced with the Pixel. And Dave said, don't forget to include our cool new intro. I won't. It's coming. It's just not here yet. Trent said, what type of dog do you have? I have an Irish Wolfhound cross. Marv said half an hour for 3 clips. Well, at least you're triple the speed I'm at then. This is rather slow for me. I usually finish the song. Okay, so this, I like this shot, but it is a little bit janky. Sorry to do that. Quick movement. It's a little bit tilted the wrong direction. So we'll open up our inspector here. We'll zoom it just ever so slightly. Change our rotation angle, and that way it looks like I shot it in the right direction. We'll move the position up a little bit too, so that we get more of the car instead of everything else. It sort of centers it. And now that should look a little bit better. So instead of that off angle that we started with, which is only slight. So I could have left that in there and it probably wouldn't have made too much difference, but I like to clean that up. It looks a bit nicer now because it's straight. So I'm a lot happier with how that looks. Now listen, right there is our beat that I like the sound of right here. So hopefully that's right. There we go, that's the beat we wanted. Trevor said, did you do a course on editing or just trial and error? The only editing I did was in school and I used Premiere Pro. Other than that, it's just YouTube and doing it. Yeah said it's just Samsung making sure you get good shots. Evening, lads. How you going, yeah? Yes, they do like to make sure you get good shots, but I think there's been some studies that there's some oversaturation going on there with the Samsung phones. We want a second car, but we don't want a lot of shots. How about some rolling shots for our intro, because that makes some sense. Some rolling in shots. Now, for these, I don't think I had audio for the first few, so we'll not use any audio for that. And this is going to be our last shot leading into our intro. So as I mentioned before, I like to do slightly longer fade outs for ending stuff because it's not as jarring. So there we go, that's faded right out now. Gleno said, I'm mad, I got 3 dogs, an Australian band dog, he's about 80 kilograms, Kelpie, Cross, Blue Heeler, and a 3-month-old Rhodesian Ridgeback Cross American Staffies, pet mad. There you go. We rescued our pup who is asleep on her beanbag over here. We got her when she was 10 weeks old. She's now 6 months and much bigger than she was when she was a puppy. Even when she was a puppy, she was bigger than mum and dad's dog. If you watch the Yank Tanks video, she features right at the start, my dog. Scott said, that's awesome. Didn't even know you could do that. Yeah, that's just one of the fun little things that you can do. Bit of movie magic, as Marv said. And Dave H answering Trevor as well. Alright, now that we've faded that out, we want to bring in, I put it in bin 6, that's right. So we need an intro. So this is our intro.
We've had to have a sit down because you've been out there filming already, haven't you?
Yeah, I feel like I've been in a pool.
Sweating pretty well.
Yeah.
It is humid. It is hot. This is Queensland. This is living Barry.
I don't know if it's a good living.
Ready for a real swim? We've got a few more things to film first, though, haven't we? What do we got to go get now? Some
Interviews.
We've got to do some interviews, bring them to you, learn about a few of these cars that are here, check it out, there's some cool stuff. Let's show them what you've already filmed. And make sure you subscribe. Get on there, subscribe, and you'll see more of these every week.
Let's do it.
You weren't real excited.
So
Hills
this,
Hotel, man,
this
yeah,
is
this
our
is the one.
intro. Sometimes
Another warm.
today, on this day, it was so hot. I'd already filmed like most of the car park, at least most of the ones that I'd picked in the car park, and I was just absolutely dehydrated, heat stroke. It was hot, sunburn. Like, well, I didn't get sunburn on this day. I was sunburned from the day before. So I wasn't very excited at the start.
Day, innit? Humid.
At the Bay, Alexandra Hills Hotel.
Righto, start us off.
G'day. So, as usual, in and out points.
See ya. Let's show them what you've already filmed. And make sure you subscribe. Get on there, subscribe, and you'll see more of these every week.
Let's do it. So this is our in and out for this. Oh, excuse me. So I'm gonna move that up there for now while I move the song. Normally I have more room than this, but I'm being pushed out by this over here. Let's do that. Now let's zoom back in so we can move this onto the right one. So I put these on the same line as our music because we often don't play music while there is a talking part going on unless there's background music that we're worried about getting a copyright strike or something like that. So copyright strikes aren't fun. That means we have to remove parts of the videos, and that isn't really exciting, especially when you spend so much time into creating something that you think is awesome. You don't ever really want to remove it. So we're going to play with the volume a little bit here to make sure that it is loud enough for everyone to hear, so that you're not playing the video and then you're going, then it's like, oh, that song's too loud, let me turn it down. Oh no, I can't hear them talking now, let me turn it back up. So you just, let me bring the phone in. You're smashing those buttons. I'm a little bit off center. Let me move the webcam. There we go. That's a bit better. We have some more comments. Marv said, correction, Dave, you have a 3 kilogram giant rat. Trent has had 4 Ridgebacks. They're awesome dogs. This is our first dog that we've had, and we've got a wolfhound, and she's like awesome. Love it. It's great. Marv said they are evil little bastards. Maltese Terriers. Last one I was around kept trying to eat my ankles. Marv was victim 38. Scott said, can you cut the background to make the song hard to hear? You can, but in some cases it's not super easy. So the drags is like a really good example of this. So when you have the 2 cars on the start line, and that's pretty much where you are, you're filming it, it's super loud, and then you'll have the cars sort of disappear, and unless you're at somewhere like Kenda or something, so at the Friday Night Lights that we did, there's music playing in the background sometimes. What else? Race Your Mates is another one that has a lot of music playing in the background. The drag challenge had music only. There was no commentary whatsoever at Willowbank. So that had music playing in the background. So when the cars go, it's fine at the start because they're really loud and the volume comes through really nicely on the camera, and it totally drowns out the music. But once the cars are getting down towards the timer end and you're still filming to capture that time, that's when the problems arise, because then you can hear the music starts to come back through, and it is a pain to deal with. So that's why in some of our drag videos there is songs behind the cars. I know that you guys really like the sounds of the cars, and I do too. But just to avoid copyright strikes, sometimes we add those in there. Let me link the Discord. So I see Dave mentioned it. Dave said, whereabouts are you putting the animated intro? Is it before all that? I can put that in here somewhere. I was going to put it towards the end of this. I'm going to actually edit this down because it is rather long at the moment.
G'day, Overtakers.
So let me move this, because now that we've done a slow fade, we can start it up quick again.
G'day, Overtakers. Here we are.
So and then
Show
another
you
problem
right
that we
today.
have in editing is it sounds awesome for me with the headphones on, but then when I upload it and send it to Dave and he watches it on his TV, sometimes the audio isn't quite right. So it's like the differences. So if ever the audio is off, it's probably because I've edited it with headphones on and it sounds awesome for me, but then when you guys listen to it on your phone or your TV or something like that, the audio isn't quite as good or like as loud, so you've got to turn it up a little bit more. I didn't see James's comment. Is that similar to the whole demonetization? It is demonetization essentially. So it's still monetized, but all of that money that goes from the ad revenue then goes to the artist. So one of our Kenda live streams, there was like an Ed Sheeran song that played in the background in between the cars going down the track, because it was late and not many people were still running their cars on the test night. There was this Ed Sheeran song playing in the background, so YouTube was like, no, that's an Ed Sheeran song, so they launched a copyright claim against us, which doesn't actually put a strike on our channel, but instead they were giving the 10 cents or whatever we were making off of that video to Ed Sheeran. And Scott said that makes sense. Is there a time you can get away with it without breaching copyright? Usually 10 seconds is like the limit. So trying not to push it more than 10 seconds is usually the way to avoid copyright when you're playing something like that and listening to it in the background. And Maf said last time he went to Banarabi, he made mention of that problem in episode 2 and was like, yay, when the stereo went down and filmed a good 10-minute clip of just run after run. Well, we've spoken to the guys at Willowbank who will actually play the Epidemic Sounds songs for us. As long as we take a device for them to use to play them from, they will play the Epidemic Sounds songs for us so that we can actually record the music and not be so worried about it. And look at that, Dave's given himself $5 as the donations go to him, and then he distributes it out. He distributes it out to our big team of me and him and Mum, who does the intro footage for us usually. And Mark said, yeah, the auto scan is like so crazy, it's ridiculous. It's like instant. It's like instant. There's the noise. Dave H donated $5 through Super Chat. James said, okay, but how can they justify that? It's background noise that you can't control. Yeah, there's like that grey area in the law, and it's really just not worth fighting it. You could realistically fight it and claim that you weren't intentionally using it, but sometimes that just ends up backfiring for you and it blows up in your face. And we're a small channel, so it's not really that worth it.
Alexandra Hills Hotel. Yeah, Alex Hills Hotel, man. Yeah, this is the one. It's another warm day, isn't it? Humid because we
scorcher.
come through some rain. HJ, I actually did drive it in the rain this morning, didn't I? And and we've had to have a sit down because you've been out there filming already, haven't you?
Yeah, I feel like I've been in a pool.
sweating pretty well.
Yeah.
It is humid. It is hot. This is Queensland. This is living Barry.
I don't know if it's a good living. So
This is Queensland. This is living Barry.
I don't know if it's a good living. I don't know. So there's quite a long pause here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little razor tool, and I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to press select key, delete that, put these together, and to make it a transition where you don't even notice that the time has jumped, zoom.
Living Barry.
I don't know if it's a good living. There we
Ready
go,
for
that's
a
the
real
sneaky.
swim? We've got to.
And James said, yeah, good point, but that's just a pain for you guys and other small channels out there just trying to do the right thing. Yeah, it is what it is, as Marth's saying. So there's just really not much that we can do about it. And yeah, as Marth has said in chat now, it's just, yeah, people back in the day took a song, downloaded it, and then they uploaded it on YouTube in their video. So it's why it is how it is today. Copyright is just one of those crazy things that we just can't win the battle with. So now that that's that, and we're zoomed in now,
A few more things to film first, though, haven't we? What are we
we'll
going to
keep
go get now?
going.
Some
Interviews.
We're going to do some interviews, bring them to you, learn about a few of these cars that are here, check it out, there's some cool stuff. Let's show them what you've already filmed. And let's show them what you've already filmed.
So that's sort of a redundant piece for me because we
And
say
make
that
sure you
again.
subscribe.
So
Let's
to clean
have
this
some
up,
cool stuff.
I'm gonna cut that out, take that part away, and then now we'll zoom back out.
And make sure you subscribe. Get on there, subscribe, and you'll see more of these every week.
Let's do it. Let's do it. And then fade out. Trevor said, will you guys be affected by the new YouTube content rules on age suitability? Big fines not fair, or is it just the USA? We do get asked, but we don't really, well, actually, I shouldn't say we don't target our videos at children at all. So it's actually targeted for an older audience. That's like a whole idea behind our videos. We don't actually really want to target kids. We don't mind if kids watch our videos, but that's not our target audience. So it's like, yeah, that's, it doesn't really affect us in that way. And yeah, exactly right, Scott. It doesn't matter really. Yeah, if it's not the main reason for the video, you are allowed to use it, but they'll just give you a strike anyways, and then you've got to try and fight it. And then if you don't win, then you might even end up with a bigger strike on your channel, so it's just not worth it. Now we've got the big decision to make on whether we put our intro clip, which I put in here somewhere. Don't know, into the drone folder, that's right, that's where we put it. Now we've got to make this decision into here. Jamie said, I'm thinking Tyler is the stem and Dave is just the pretty flower. Maybe. Alright. I'm just thinking, should we put our little intro in the front here or in behind it at the end? Let's, oh, it's a little bit longer than I thought. Let me create some more space. So we'll move these back so that we don't cut anything off. Let's drag that in there, move these back to here. So now we have this. How epic is that? G'day Overtakers, here we are. Show you right at the bay. Alexandra Hills Hotel.
Yeah, Alex Hills Hotel.
Yeah, pretty much from the start. We haven't made it very far yet. G'day Overtakers, here we are, show you right at the bay, Alexandra Hills Hotel.
Yeah, Alex Hills Hotel, man. Yeah, this is the one. It's
My dog is awake, someone's home. Let me have a look. Marv said, for me personally, I'm the same as the boys. I've set my channel so it's directed towards adults. The only person under 18 on my channel is my own son, and they can't do anything about it. And Marv said, yes. Yes, kids loves cars. A lot of bigger automotive creators like Cletus and Stradman have been in the spotlight with the penning laws. Yeah, well, I mean, like, the law, the thing that asks you is, like, are you creating this content for kids? And yes, kids love cars. Kids do like cars, but we aren't creating the content for kids. That's, like, not our audience that we are technically creating for. And if I look at, like, the analytics, there's, like, almost no one under 18 is in the analytics. Either that or they're just not watching it signed into an account. So Lynn said, wow, so much involved, I would have pulled my hair out by now. Yeah, there's a fair bit involved. It's all good fun. Scott says, my wife is a dancer and has to take sound out of all of her Insta videos, or they are taken down. Yeah, it just really sucks that that's how it works. Let me keep having a look. Sally says, lol, Lynn, I would never have made it this far. I hate technology and it has a very strong dislike for me. I know that it has a strong dislike for you. You constantly say that all the time. And Marv said it's the ones that are directing it towards the kids, so it also pops up in YouTube Kids. Yeah. James said, I see what you mean by looking for that drum beat for transitions between shots. Yeah, it just makes a big difference in comparison to if I didn't and I just sort of changed the clips. It becomes a little bit more noticeable. So we've finished that part, so we'll keep going here. Dave says, yeah, it's okay if kids watch. They are only worried about the channels that make content aimed at kids. Most viewers we have are 30 to 40 male. Yes. And Marv said, I won't take shots at anyone as I don't know who would do such things like that anyways, unless they're creepy people. Yeah. Well, you've got the channels which are like kids toy reviewers, which are very much aimed towards kids. That sort of stuff I would think would be aimed towards kids. Like, I don't think you're gonna... I guess adults it could be aimed at because you could be looking at what toy you want to buy your kid because it's reviewed by a kid. So that's about it. Let me continue through. Alright. Now we can use the drone that we have to create a nice establishing shot. So this is Dave trying to work out how to use it because he got it for Christmas. So you'll see in a second. And this will make everyone dizzy. There we go. Dave's shooting an Instagram video now. What is going on? I'll just put that clip in there. There's our establishing shot, maybe. So there's no sound on the drone clip, otherwise you just hear as the rotors are going around. Let's find a spot here somewhere. here somewhere might be what we want. Trevor asked how many hours involved in a video if you're not live or interrupted. So from start to finish, you've got the event, which would say usually at minimum we're there 2 hours. And then for the editing part of it, finding a song can take anywhere from like 5 minutes to, I think I've searched for like, at most there's been like 4 hours trying to find the perfect song for a video. And I think that video that I searched for like 4 hours, everyone hated the music for it. And then from that point, so like, I don't know, average time would maybe be 20 minutes to half an hour finding some songs for the video. And then the editing process for like our average 20-minute video might take 8 to 10 hours to edit. A video like Kenda takes 4 or 5 days at least to edit because there's just so much footage there. James Bayless says, more importantly, how many times has Dave crashed it? I don't think he's crashed it yet. And he's, yeah, no crashes yet, lol. But that was the second show I've taken it to. First one I flew it around for 10 minutes, but forgot to press record. Yeah, so we ended up with just a bunch of pictures. That's not a bad shot. That's pretty good. So, I'm going to put an in point right there, right before it starts moving. Then I'll add my out point. And let me find my music again. Scott said, is that all 2 hours? I can't get out of an event in under 4 hours. There's always too many people to catch up with. It's 2 hours filming, I should say. 2 hours of filming, finding interviews. After that, we tend to hang out and talk to people and that sort of stuff. Dave said it takes me 3 days to edit one of these, hence why Tyler does more. And Gleno says 4 or 5 days on Tinder. No Tinder for me. I have a lovely partner. So we're going to fade this in. We're also going to slow it down because this is our nice establishing shot. It's also a little bit overexposed. So we're going to hit the auto button here, see what that gives me. That gives me a little bit better. Then we're going to go in here. I got to remember where it is because I don't normally do this. This is the one I want. The gain, we're going to turn that down a little bit so it's not as bright and crazy. Turn the lift down slightly too. Don't think we really want to play with anything else. The highlights, it's okay. Can define those shadows more or take them out. take them out a little bit. There's a little bit more in there. Let me reset everything. I'll start again. Turn down those slightly. And bring them up. Go back to this one. That's all normal, and hit the auto button. Alright, that changed everything back to normal. Go with that. Seems okay, it's not gonna be perfect. Oh, that's really slow. Maybe we need to go 75% for that. Okay, that does not look nice at all. Back to 100% speed we go. Slowing that clip down does not work. So our beat is about right there. So we found our beat. Marv said, depends on the show. When I went to Hot Rods for the Homeless, I was literally done in 10 minutes and spent an hour plus talking to people. Dave said, I usually walk around and do the talking while Tyler is working. What do you mean? Trent said, respect to all YouTubers. I didn't realize how much time it's taken to edit a video. There is a lot, and especially for people like Mighty Car Mods. Those guys create their own music for every video. So not only are they doing this part, and their filming takes a lot longer than ours does, they're also creating music for each video. That takes even longer than finding a song. So yes, it's hopefully one day you're so big you just hire an editor. An editor is super expensive. Just to hire like this first minute of video, to do 1 minute of video, an editor will charge like $200 or something ridiculous. It's so inflated. You need to find like a student or something to do it. Marv said Zig just uploaded. Have to see what the old fella's up to this time after you finish streaming. Of course, gotta check it out. It's just talking in chat, and yeah says MCM get a big paycheck as too. I'm sure they do, but that's what you get for being in and creating for like 10 years, 11 years. I have no idea. I can't remember how long it was. But so there's our establishing shot. So that is going to establish where we are, because now we have a drone and we can establish the area. I need to move the mic because I can't see, so hopefully that's not too loud. Alright, let's find the other shot that I want to use. Don't know whether I moved it in folder or not. Let me keep scrolling. There it is. So this is the crew that organized the event at the Alexandra Hills Hotel. So this is going to be another shot to establish a location. Jamie said, great vid, thanks for sharing this insight. I used to develop Polaroid pics in my armpit and lay vocals over the top. Same, not same. Marv said, student or a brain dead Muppet. I don't know. Dave said, is it Social Blade, the site you can go on and see what dollars YouTubers are making? Yeah, it gives you like a dollars they're making. And how about we throw this car in? Because we spoke about it before. This is Gleno's car. So let us... Oh, I like that part actually. A little bit of a turn. What do I like this? I like that more actually. So let's stick with what we've got here. Let's slow it down. Well, that was almost perfect. It's like a few frames off of the beat. And a shot from behind. This is all just different shots of the car. We have a nice shot of the Shelby lettering here. That's a nice shot of that. And then we got to get these wheels. Did I take any other shots of the wheels, or did I just get that one? I did not. What comments have we got? Marv said currently Overtaking Lane is making 5,000 rupiah per episode. James Bayless said lol, it went up to 10,000. Trent is going to check out Marv's channel. Definitely check it out. He's got a mad build going on over there. The Crust Eater. Going up against Scotty in the Trollo. Let us add some more clips of the Shelby. We might add a little transition here in a second. So, I have some transitions that I might use here. Because let me slow this one down. Actually, I won't do that yet. I'll move that. There's my dog getting cranky. So let's find our beat right there. And we want to go 5 frames forward to make our transition. 3, 4, 5. Oh, mate, I got it perfect. How good is that? Let's go to there and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll cut this one as well. So what we're doing here is we're going to use a pre-made Fusion transition. So to do that, we need to create some compound clips, because otherwise the transitions work in weird and wonderful ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a little bit of a wipe transition, so it should flip our clip around. So we're going to head into Fusion in Resolve, which brings us to this screen. I'm going to head to my folder, which I've gracefully closed. Whoops, I need to find that again. This is where I have my Fusion transition setting clips saved. So I have a wipe transition, which I'm going to drag onto here now, which I will drag directly into there. Now if I save, go back, and I go to this one, and I click on Fusion, and then we'll do the same for this one. Well, actually, do I want to do that or not? I actually think I don't. Let me remember this. Oh no, I clicked a bit back too far. So we need to let this play a few times so that it renders out. Okay, we definitely need to add the second one in. Okay. This is probably going in the wrong direction, but I only have... Alright. I've not done this right. What have I done? Let me go back. Let me cut this. Let me make this a few more frames longer to like 7 frames. Create another compound clip. I haven't used the wipe transition for a while, so let's put it back in. Let's play it. Okay, so that seems to be on right. Let's let it render. That almost matches up with 2 beats there. There's a beat like right there at the end of that. So this is just like a little flip around to the other side of that guitar. That's my thought process behind that clip. Now we have a clip here, and then we have one last clip of the Shelby, which I thought this was really cool, this little enclosure. So I wanted to add this one in. There we go. That's our beat. Let me zoom out because I'm really zoomed in. So now we have used Gleno's car. We've also used this one. So let's pop those into the used folder. That way now we're not going to accidentally use them again. We're not going to come across them and think, oh man. And also it also just makes working through all of this a lot easier. So right now I'm just control clicking to select multiple clips, and I'm going to pop them all into the used folder as well that we've already used. We've used the compound clips, so that can go in there too. Let's have a look at chat, because I haven't looked at it for a while. Lots of love hearts from Marf on the Shelby. Marf said edit to GDH2. $90 Gleno paid, 3 tickets for that one. Gary Sparkplug said definitely can vouch for many hours on YouTube. I see you in so many comment sections. Dave said the coolest $90 car in the country. Marv said, what can I say? I went from being behind the keyboard to behind the camera. Yes, Paige is home, as she's already said. Glenn said, can I enter the 1300 drag strip challenge? I mean, look, you paid $90. Marv said, I'd love to do the challenge with a small front-wheel drive like the big block Barina, but a brand I have extensive knowledge with, Mazdas. Alright, so that's those clips done. Let's add some more clips in, and we're going to go back to the top to use some of this earlier footage that we grabbed. And always make sure to save. Saving is important. You can never save enough. I try and save as often as I can because there's been times where the program will just close and then you'll go, oh no, I didn't save for the last 5 minutes, and you've added like 10 clips to the timeline and you're like, which clips did I add? How long did they go for? everything just makes a lot more sense if you save all the time. There's nothing wrong with saving extra. There's someone in our shot walking through like usual. This happens all the time. You know, it's just this guy walking in the background of the shot. At least he's not walking in the front of it. There's nothing worse than taking a shot and someone walks straight through the front of your shot. Jeez, that sounds like a bit of fun. Trent. James said, I'm surprised there isn't an autosave option. There probably is, I just haven't set it up. Manual saving is just a thing that I automatically do. It's I do it with, especially like when I'm writing out documents and that sort of stuff. I'll just save way too much. Like I'll be finishing a sentence and I'm hitting save. Slow this clip down, and that's about beats there. There we go. The Supra. This thing sounded mint. Even Dave liked it. He's a big V8 man. James says, but he's wearing a t-shirt. Yeah, I know. I was just giving some shit to Dave. He's also holding our microphone. It's really loud. What have I done? A lot of my editing is just trying to find that beat. It's really hard sometimes. You might notice that I sit closer to the screen so I can hear it better, you know, with my headphones. Makes sense. This shot is a longer one, so I won't slow it down, and it's already fairly slow in my filming. Here's a good example that I can use right here. There's a drop down where the music sort of stops. I'll turn that right. So we're going to add a keyframe here for the zoom. So I'm going to zoom this out. As I go along, getting further and further away. Until the clip's almost gone, and then we're going to go to our next clip. Which we might do the motor of the Nissan. So, because we've zoomed that clip out, we're going to start zoomed in for this one. We want to add a keyframe. So that we don't accidentally wipe everything that we're doing right now. So we start right zoomed in. We zoom out for the next one. Zoom back in. Zoom out. Zoom back in. Zoom out. Zoom back in a little bit. Progressively we're getting shorter and shorter on the zoom in and zoom out each time, and that gives us that like that's a need to perfect the start bit, zoom out, but that I like, so that gives us that like bang, the drum is hit really hard, or I should say the bass drum. I'm doing that with this hand, but this one we're going to reset what we've done and start again. Don't even need that. Oh no, we went back. Alright, here. Actually, let's do a little fade out instead. Let me catch up with these comments. Trent says, we'll catch up someday. I live 5 minutes from Yang Tanks. Certainly will. I live like 10 minutes from Yang Tanks. Scott says, nice wagon. I love the big stockers. They must have cost a fortune. Ouch, headphone warning. Yeah, I should have given that to myself too because it was really loud. And Glenna said almost the same without Dave having a drink, cracking his cans. I have a lemonade, but it's already open. That's going to be our transition there. Let's cut that one a little bit sooner. Might not add that second shot. Not sure if I like it. I'm not sure if there's too much of a point, I should say. But we will add this one. Oops. So there's someone who went to walk into the shot in this one, and then they went, oh, hang on. So they walked around. Yeah, that's a good person. Slow this down. Let me get this one because we want this sticker. Bring that onto the screen. This is going to be a shorter one. Might start with it out of focus a little bit. We ended up getting it right on the beat. There we go. That's pretty good. We'll add one more shot back, so that'll give us a good transition into our next shot. And up on the beat again. How good is that? So this is going to be our next shot. Change the speed up for this one. We'll press the auto button until it works. Seems to like me. I'm going to gain down slightly. Marv said add vodka to lemonade. I don't really drink, so yeah, that's about it. CCs are flowing, Trent said, and James said now we're talking, better grab one as in a CC. This is Dave's comment about Colonel's fried LSD. Glenn said CCs are evaporating pretty quick in this heat. I did get some more shots of the fort in here somewhere, I think. Or did I not? Maybe I didn't. Thought I did. I don't think I did because there was a bunch of people standing around the front of it and I don't like pushing my way through people. We do have a shot of this one. So let's put our in and out points. It's about roughly where I want them. We can play it. How it looks. And the beat we want is right there. Now we want to slow this down slightly. 75%. Another roll-in shot. Chuck that in. That's really long. Let's cut this down. Whoops, I didn't mean to drag that so far. We got rid of half of the other shot. Hey Fex, how you going? The editing's going all right. We've got 2 minutes done here. How much of a beast is this thing? I think it's epic. Good comments going. Like it. Did we do a shot of this car? Oh, whoops. We've already done that shot, so we won't use that. And as keeping with our workflow, hold shift, select all of those, drop it into the used folder. Let's do some shots of that 910. There you go. Fex Death saw the new 2020 Camaro at his local shops. There you go. And of course, Marv said, picking up any tips. If you have any questions, anybody, ask any questions about anything you want to know, and I'll try and answer it. Should have an answer, hopefully. If I don't have an answer, then possibly someone in the chat might have an answer. So don't be afraid. Drop a chat. Ask a question. So our beat that we were changing on is a little bit late there. And this is not really a shot that we want to drag out for too long. Oh man, I clicked back too far again. I do this all the time. Click the wrong button. There we go. So we're going to change on a different beat. As much as I don't like doing that, I'm going to have to. Let's add a shot of the motor. Shot of the badge that he has on the front. That guitar gives us a good beat to change on there, so I like that. We're going to use that. James says, it's interesting to see that Davinci shows you what clip you've taken a clip from as well as how much. I'm guessing it makes it easier to work out what you have and haven't used. It does. Most definitely. Oh, the dog is here. hello. It's my... This is my lap dog. He's a small lap dog, you know. Definitely not a big dog. Yeah, it actually makes it really handy. It's a lot easier to know what I've used and what I haven't. Oh, I've been hit in the head and now I'm getting eaten. Right, you're gonna have to hop down now. I'm gonna be harassed. Okay, this is the interruptions that happens during editing. Hello. Hello. Yes. You want me to tell the stream that they should hit the like button? Ah, everyone should hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Sit. No. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Watch out. I'll go move my sharing. Alright, let's have a look. Fex Death says I will have to rewatch this again to get everything. Yeah, I've gone over a fair few things in workflow control and whatnot, and had a lot of technical issues, as you do in the live stream when it's overtaking lane. Let me keep going. Glenna says that red 95 Ford was very nice. I also have a 95 Ford Fairmont that won Best E-Series last year at All 4 Day. There you go. Mad. Glenna says man's best friend, Fex Death or Doggy. James says it appears it's also a licking face dog too. She is. Trent, she doesn't have the scruffy hair like a wolfhound. No, she's a cross, so she doesn't have... She does around like... She has like the beardy stuff and the face... a little bit of scruff around the face, but she hasn't really gotten much scruffy hair, and she's playing with her ball on the desk. So, but yeah, as James said before, it shows you how much you've used of each clip. The ins and outs, which is these are white lines on the sides here. So, let's continue on. Get a shot of this one, because that's a good shot. I like that. No, Fex Death said my dog's currently making me get up every 32 minutes to open the door. That's what my dog's waiting for right now. I'll have to message my partner, because she needs to be taken out on a leash because we have cane toads and we don't want her to eat one of those. Let me see if she gets back to me, otherwise I'll have to put up a BRB screen. Our clip speed for this one. We've got a hot rod, I don't know, it's 32, I think. Could be wrong. Oh, 28. There we go, I was wrong. Thought I was wrong. That part of the song is only made for my left ear. Fexter says, thanks for doing this vid. I really want to get better at making car videos, but I need to figure it out. Yeah, it's a constant learning process, and we learn so much every day. So, Scott said, gotta love cane toads, they're great for golf. Mark says, cane toad cricket. James says, what's your preferred club? I like a good 7-iron. There's Mum and Dad's dog. For anyone who's not in the Discord, which you should be in the Discord because it's free. At the end of our song. Okay, well, I don't want to use this clip because we actually have a lot of clips of that car. It's quite nice. So let's move all of these to our used folder. Perfect. What a clip to end the song on. A rolling clip because they're usually nice and long. Slowly fade that out over that time. I like to start the fade right here, where the song starts to fade out. And then I'll also do my own little fade on the song. So that's one song edited. There we go. Now I'll show you guys an interview before I sign off. So this, you'll get a little bit of a spoiler on our interviews for upcoming video. Get some more comments. Glenn says, there's a little fluffy. Fexter says, no cane toads in my area yet. Scott said, yeah, an iron with good lift is the go. If you hit them head on, they pop and fly. Talented animals when you think about it. Trent Compton says, I'm on my phone. Don't think I can do that. What is Discord? Discord is a chat app similar to Facebook Messenger, except you're in one big group, which allows you to chat with everyone who is from this channel about things, cars, whatever you want to talk about, really. There is a channel for everything in there. So if you're not in there, you should be. That's also where you can go on and join the giveaway to get on the quiz show on Thursday night. All right. Dave said, can we hear that rotary in the Gemini? Right, I forgot about that. Let's fade the song out even earlier. Actually, instead of fading it out earlier, let's fade it down here. So we'll add a in there, and we'll go to here and we'll do this. That one there. Turn it down. And then let's move the audio into that one. And let's turn this one right up.
Oh yeah, but it'll be good though.
Alright. So we haven't created any in and out points on our interview yet. So let's do that now.
Good, yeah, good. Hey Matty, we've
Instead of creating an in and out on this one, I'm just going to cut that. We're going to come back over here. Let's fade that out to you. Need to add a new section? I'll do that right now. Done. Now you can post all things news in there. Music down a touch more, okay. Let's even move it back slightly. Whoops. Oh, I don't want to make that loud. My bad.
So, Matty.
We want to fade our interview in. So just a slight fade. Don't need a huge one.
So, Matty, we've. That's
what I want. Alright. Now, as per Dave's comment there's now a promote yourself channel in the Discord. Turn the gem right up. Look, I mean... anyone who has that on max volume is going to go deaf there. If I listen to that on max volume right now, I will go deaf.
So, Matty, we've seen your cars on here before, and I think the King is actually.
Alright, so I like to just watch the interview
made
over
appearance
first.
in the Grease Fest video, but
yeah, it's alright.
and you've got a Ute sitting at home as well with a LS and turbo that's been on the Day in the Dirt video.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I did threaten that we'd get you on camera for this
that's
one.
Right. Yeah. Cheers for that.
Mate, tell us about the King because it's looking sweet.
So it's been in my wife's family since the 70s.
Right.
So I've got all the original documents for it back at home. I bought it off my wife's cousin for $1,500. All original, little 3202 in it and all that, and built it all from home, rubbed it back, bare metal at home and all that. Got a mate to paint it. That's a third small block I've had in it now. Just buying scrappers, but then I built this one after it blew a big end in it.
Yeah.
So it's got a stroke small block in it now, and my mate
383.
Yeah, it's a 327 stroke, so it works out to be like a 37,
Okay.
8 something, so a bit smaller, but got that new turbo 400 built behind it. Still got the 10 bolt, but I've got a 9-inch built at home to put in it. So
can't give it too much carry because the 10 bolt probably won't hold up, will it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so did that. Then a local mate does all our interiors for us too.
Trent's
so he
not
does
up
all
to
down
date
in
with the
Cleveland for us,
Discord.
so we'll be doing the Ute very soon as well.
With the
Did
technology,
that,
so
then another
Discord
close
is
mate
getting
did body work and the paint for me about
Discord is just like
4
if you
years
click
ago.
on that link that I posted,
And now
then
it's
you
just cleaning up
can
the little bits pieces.
create an account for free and
then I've
join
got
our
number
Discord.
plates brand new
That's
on
pretty much it.
Facebook for sale. King of
Kinga,
plates.
how good is that?
So I was just like, I can't not.
No.
So for that, I believe I should have a shot at the plates, right? I don't know. Did I get a shot of the plates? Good question. Did I not drag it in? Or did I just not get it? It appears that I did not get a shot of the plates. Did however get a shot from here, so you should be able to see the plates. I might also even use that for my establishing shot. And I should also say, James said, is there a reasoning why you split the video and audios to different channels for ease of editing, just as you did for the rotary audio? Yes. Yeah. Steven said, hi, what is the overall time to edit a video? So it depends. It can take me anywhere from like 3 hours, 4 hours for a small video to 8 hours to 10 hours for a video like what this one is. Or for a video like Kenda is like a week, 5 days to a week. All right, let me press on with this. So I know I said that I like to listen to it first, but I often will just do this.
So Matty, we've seen your cars on
because I work in weird ways.
Video, but
Yeah, that's all right.
and you've got a Ute sitting at home as well with a LS and turbo
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
been on the Day in the Dirt video.
Yeah, that's all right.
And I think the King is actually a mate.
So since Dave mentions the King here,
The King is actually. So Matty, we've seen your cars on here before, and I think the King is actually.
so we're gonna drag this clip into here. This is kind of our establishing shot for the car that we're talking about, the Kinger.
Actually made an appearance in the Grease Fest video,
It's
but
got those
Yeah,
plates.
that's right.
and you've got a Ute sitting at home as well with
Yeah.
a LS and turbo
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
been on the Day in the Dirt video.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
And I did threaten that we'd get you on camera for this
That's
one.
all right. Yeah, cheers for that.
Mate, tell us about the King because it's looking sweet.
So it's been in my wife's family since the 70s.
Right.
So I've got all the original documents for it back at home. I bought it off my wife's cousin for $1,500. All original, little 3202 in it and all that, and built it all from home, rubbed it back, bare metal at home and all that. Got a mate to paint it. That's a third small block I've had in it now. Just buying scrappers, but then I built this one after it blew a big end in it.
Yeah.
So it's got a stroke small block in it now, and my
So
mate
383.
yeah, it's a 327 stroke, so it works out to be like a 37,
Okay.
8 something, so a bit smaller, but
Yep.
got that new Turbo 400 built behind it. Still got the 10 bolt, but I've got a 9-inch built at home to put in it, so
Yeah,
So-
can't give it too much curry because the 10 bolt probably
yeah,
won't hold up, will it?
yeah, that's all right. Yeah, so did
Do you notice over here, so I can see my levels for the audio is a little bit low. So even though we haven't listened to that part yet, I can just tell that it's going to be a bit quiet. So we'll turn that up right now, bring it more in line with everything, and we're going to do the same thing in here. There is some peaky parts, so we want to also be slightly careful that we don't make those parts too loud.
that, then a local mate.
I'm going to add some shots to overlay the interview as we're going. And for these, I also add in, it's really hard to find because I don't normally look at this way. So I use the cross dissolve.
Does all our interiors for us too. Cleveland for us, so you'll be doing
Oh,
the
right.
Ute very soon. He
Yeah,
does it
there
all
we
down
go.
at Cleveland for us, so you'll be doing
Oh,
the
right.
Ute very soon as well. Did that, then another close mate did the bodywork and the paint
the
for me
cross
about
dissolve does that little
4 years ago.
fadey
Yep.
transition between
And
the
now,
two shots for us.
It's just cleaning up the little bits pieces that,
Okay.
that I've got everywhere. So
Yeah.
then I found the
Fiddly
number
bits.
plates brand new on Facebook for sale. King of
Kinga,
plates.
how good's that?
So I was just like, I can't not. So
No,
I had to-
definitely.
Had
Yeah,
to quickly pick them up, and I've been looking for a set, but
yeah, that makes it. Definitely.
they came up about 6 months ago, and before Grease Fest actually it was.
Yeah, right.
So I had to grab them, and yeah.
So you've
just-
obviously got a few cars at home, as we said.
Yeah, so I got my two Kings. The Kingswood Ute, the Datsun, and then we store a fair few at my brother's house. My 13-year-old boy's got a VK Calais,
Yeah.
and we got the
we're
Kingswood
gonna-
Ute, the Datsun, and then
Yeah, the Yabud
we store a
Simmons.
fair few at my brother's house. My 13-year-old boy's got a VK Calais,
Yeah.
and we got another
Not a
Datsun.
bad
just-
spot to start.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we got a 308 and all that for that. Just going to do it up all original, like an Aussie spec one. And then we've got another Datsun, just like the green one, my wife's in a baby blue colour that we're going to do up for our 10-year-old boy as his first car.
How awesome's that?
Yeah.
Well, you obviously got a passion for cars.
100%, yeah.
Where'd it start for you?
My oldest, so he's always been into cars. I suppose he's a couple of years, about 5 years older than me.
Yeah.
Got me into it, always around his mates when they all used to cruise over to mum and dad's house. He's got his 58 Chev here today. And from there, I just fell in love with it. First car was a VK, hence why I bought my son the VK Calais.
Yeah.
And then I had a VL Turbo that was in the Street Commodore mags and all that, the bright orange one with an RB25 in it. So
Right.
did all
Nice.
that. Real, sec spec auto salon, bright orange, white interior.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I've just gone the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Just no more chrome. I'm allergic to it now. So,
Yeah. Do you like blacking out the bump? You've
Yeah,
done this
so,
on
yeah.
the Ute as well now?
Yeah, so all the Utes all blacked out, just bright blue with,
And we got to get today on the dirt to come and see the new changes on that one, eh?
Yeah, everything should be new on it, plates, a lot. So I just wanted to bring it out because I bought it like it was. So I just wanted to really change it up a bit and
Yeah.
make it feel like it was my car a bit more.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good. And now you got the wife's Datsun here as well.
Yeah.
So do we try and get the wife on camera, or are you going to tell us about the
100%.
Datsun?
No, I'll get her. That's also her grandpop's car. So he's had that since brand new, all original paperwork for that.
Well, we better rope her in so she can come
Yeah.
and tell us all about
Yeah,
it.
100%. I'll get her for you.
All right. Thanks, Matty.
Leah.
Matty.
So we're gonna cut that there. That's the end of our interview.
Yeah, 100%. I'll get her for you.
All right. Thanks, Matty.
That's pretty much the process of editing a video for us. There's a lot more still left to do. We've got to add in some more songs, we've got to do some more footage. So we've still got all of this footage in here to use. Then we've got interview 2, Leah, Datsun, and we've got interview 3. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to show. So I will flick over to here. Flick over to the screen. So, does anyone have any questions for me? For Dave? Dave's in the chat. I'm sure he'll answer any questions that you have. So send them on through in the chat. If you have any questions about anything that I showed you, you want me to clarify anything. Lynn has a question. She said, if you had a blackout while editing, do you lose any of the work you've just done? Only anything that I haven't saved. So that's coming back to what my point that I made earlier about save early and save often. So just Control S, Control S, Control S. It's your friend. You want to hit the button as much as you can to save all the time. Camera hardware, James. We can actually do a video on that. I don't have any of the hardware here. It's all at Dad's house. But we could easily do a video on all the camera gear that we have. If everyone would be keen on seeing something like that, we can do an extra video one week and put everything into that. Fex said, what was the program called you use? We use Davinci Resolve. I'll type that into the chat. That's the program that we use. It's totally free. You can pay. It unlocks some more features, but we haven't really ran into needing those features, so there's no need for us to pay for anything. Let's see, what else we got? Marf says PS4, PC or Xbox. PC Master Race, of course. I've never actually, I don't think, we had a PlayStation, but we never bought any games for it. So I any games that I play are all on the PC. Everything that I do is on the PC. My Xbox doesn't even get used now because Chromecast exists, so I don't even watch YouTube on it anymore. Everything just gets Chromecasted from my phone to the Chromecast. Let me scroll up and see if I missed anything. Gleno says real cars have chrome bumpers, but who would think we're at the stage where 25 years classic plastic cars are now in play? I think Muff said something. Yeah, 30 plus is the Cross Theater, has plastic bumpers, is an 89 model. James said, tell you what, it's a clean job for a Kingswood. It is a beautiful car. As Dave said, there is pictures of it on the gallery. Send us an email at info@overtakinglane.com.au if you want to feature some pictures of your car on the webpage. Throw yourself in there, throw some information about your car in there, and we can put that on our website. Fex Death says I'm going to Autorama tomorrow, so I'll get as much footage as I can, then see what I learnt. Yeah, do it. It's like, if you want to find some songs, look up royalty-free music if you don't have something like Epidemic Sounds, which I posted a link for earlier. So if anyone wants to check out Epidemic Sounds, go and use our referral link. That helps us out. It helps you out because you get Epidemic Sounds when you get it. It's an awesome service for finding music. If you're creating a few videos a month, you can get royalty-free music, and then you don't have to go through that pain of trying to find royalty-free all the time. Scott said, my Sandman was only 20 years old when I bought it back in 94. I'm worth $900. Let's keep going. Keyboard and mouse for the win, of course, James. Got a wireless Logitech mouse that I use. And it's awesome. No complaints about it. Scott says Atari for the win. Dave says yes, Atari. Atari 2600. I got one of those for Christmas. Not the original, but a rebuilt version, like a remastered. Sorry. Wouldn't Dave be more into Pong? Of course. What about other programs you use like TubeBuddy? There's a referral link in the description for that too. TubeBuddy is another one that we use, of course. Check the link in the description for that. Not all of our camera gear, but the most common pieces of equipment for our camera gear are in the description as well. There's Amazon affiliate links. We get a small kickback from Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything extra for that. What else about that? Anything you buy on Amazon after clicking those links in the next 24 hours gives us a small kickback. So if you're planning on buying anything, click the link. TubeBuddy is an awesome program that shows you like information about videos, information about your videos more specifically. So if I go to YouTube, I don't actually have a screen set up for this, but I might be able to if I go to our channel. Let me just quickly go to this screen. Let's change this window capture to change capture. Let's just get rid of the window capture and let's capture a display. Add source. New one, add a source for display 1. It's fit to screen. Now everyone gets to see Streamlabs. So we'll go to YouTube. We'll click on fundraising inquiries. Let me mute that because it's loud. Now if I go back to default view, it gives you this little window which gives you some video lytics. So, as you can see here, we haven't added any info cards. We haven't pinned a comment. We didn't share it to Twitter. It allows us to show search rankings, so it'll do a quick search of everything. So, like for Caltech Automotive, this video ranks at number 1. If you search for Fireys Fundraiser, it's number 4. Rural Fire Brigade, it's number 19. It shows you all things like that. Total views, how many comments, the SEO, so 3 of the 20 suggested videos are from this creator, so that's in here. Will be 3 of the videos. So there's one there, there's one up here, there's one more in here somewhere apparently according to them. What else have I got? So it tells you about how many times the tags appear in the title and description, 5 search results for the tags, so it just gives you some information on everything. Let me flick back to the other screen. Let me catch up. Where are we? James said, I'll check out those links when we're finished. Certainly, check them out. Scott says, I remember when Gallagher came out. It was a revelation. Now I'm really showing my age. I think I remember playing Gallagher in the country town pub on like an arcade machine thing. Dave said, what videos are you shooting this weekend? I don't know if we're doing any tomorrow. It's your birthday. But we did shoot a video about the Fireball products today. Reviewing the Fireball products. I have all the nifty little memory cards here to get the footage from. And there's plenty of fun stuff there. What's your favorite car? Of course, it's the R34. I like Evos too. It's probably a toss-up between those two. An Evo is like an awesome car. I love them. I know a lot about them. But a poster car for me would be the R34 Skyline GTR. And that's mainly because things like Fast and Furious exist. Where did my love of cars start? Fast and Furious. Dad. When Dad got the Ute as well, it sort of like brought it out a bit more, going along to car meets, that sort of stuff. And I guess it sort of started with bikes, because Dad had a Harley before that. Scott said, so do I, but it's not the same as going to the milk bar and playing it for 20 cents. Any more questions before I sign off? Let's play some music in the background. Do you enjoy the tech or the content more? On what? On what you do with YouTube. It's a bit of both, really. So I really enjoy the drag content. The drags is like my favorite thing. I love going to the drags. I love the drifts too. Usually because the drifts have a lot of the type of car that I'm interested in. I'm interested in the JDM cars. In saying that though, I do appreciate the old school stuff and the love that people have for them, because I can appreciate a car and the fact that it's built for that person. That person loves that car, and that's what I appreciate about a car. Even if I don't agree with what they've done and I don't like what they've done, I can still love and appreciate their car because that's what they wanted and they love it. And I think that's what being a car enthusiast is all about. But the camera stuff, I guess I watch a lot of stuff about cameras, and I really enjoy the camera stuff too, and like take pride in getting a cool shot. Glenno said the next Fast and Furious movie is going to be next Fast and Furious movie part of it's going to be filmed in Sydney. There you go, mad. Dave said, have you watched the Fast and Furious 9 trailer? I haven't. And Marv says, yeah, he does have some pretty amazing and awesome parents. Let me play this music that I did mention I was going to play. It's here somewhere. So much stuff downloaded. It's also uncopyrighted. There was also copyrighted music in here, so I better not play that. Dave said, what are your favorite YouTubers? Overtaking Lane, Skid Factory, Nugget Garage, Mask's Garage, MCM, In the Car Stuff. In the tech stuff, I've got like Linus Tech Tips. I watch a lot of him. Tech Yes City. What else do I watch? I'm trying to think of what else I watch now. I watch a lot of game stuff. I don't really have a favorite in there. That's about it. No hype train. They should have been given up a long time ago. Yeah, the movies sort of went away from not that the cars was ever really the focus of those movies, but they sort of ditched the whole realism idea and went with this craziness. And how big can we make the explosions? Yeah, the Peter McKinnon. I like watching Peter McKinnon as well. He makes really good camera stuff. Who's your favourite parent? Oh, you know, it's just equal. If I have to say, Mum was always the easy parent and Dad was the hard ass. That's why I am who I am today. Gleno said, how much of the video clip did you get done? I think I ended up with 6 minutes. So I did one full song edited, like with the music, and then one full interview. And yes, I do remember that. And I remember watching that scene where the underneath falls out when he puts his nos on. And watching that with the surround sound about 100 times. Yeah, well, other than that, Scott, they went with this crazy, those crazy tanks. Trevor said, you must be hungry now, long stream. Yeah, we'll go and get some dinner soon. Logical said, which is your favorite Datsun Econobox and why is it the 120Y? I don't know. It just is the 120Y, you know? James said, did you remember to save? Yeah, I did. I did remember to save. Mark, you gotta remember that Hector, he's bought 3 spoon engines, all complete with a Motec system exhaust. Any more comments before I sign out? Don't forget to jump in the Discord. That way you can keep the chat going. You don't need to wait for the lives to come up. You can chat throughout the week and then chat on the lives as well. What ways can you make revenue on YouTube? Once you get past YouTube's restrictions on advertising, you can get ad revenue, but it makes almost nothing for you until you have a huge viewer base, and even then, it's like a little bonus. You've got sponsors, is like probably the number one. Amazon affiliates. Just like affiliate links is another way to make revenue. Merchandising, that's another big one. Yeah, that's pretty much it that I can think of anyways. Glenno said, you have a very good night. Very well done. Thank you. You have a good night too. James said, I'll be watching this again to try and understand this more, then go from there. So thanks for your time. Not a problem at all. Hopefully it has helped someone out there. Oh, damn. Dave said, are you excited about a new sponsor this year, and are you going to share the news? I can. I think we sort of did that. I think we sort of did that on Thursday night, right? We talked about the Excel. There's some stuff going on there. With a certain Motor Trades Association of Queensland, and some cars and coffees, and some racing. Some little hints there. Scott says, thanks for taking the time to do this, Tyler, and thanks Dave for supervising. Not a problem. Thanks for joining. Go ahead, Stephen, smash it out. You can do that. All it takes is a mobile phone. You don't need anything more than this. You do not need anything more than this to start making videos on YouTube. It's time for a drink. Certainly is. Glenno said, save it for Thursday. I dropped some hints. And yeah, if anyone else wants to ask any more questions, because I'm going to disappear, I'm going to play some music for a little bit and then end the stream. So if you want to ask any more questions, jump in the Discord, send me a message, send a message in the general chat so then everyone gets the answer. And some people might even have an answer for you themselves. You got a GoPro as well? Even better. GoPros are awesome. You can get some awesome shots with a GoPro. See some awesome shots upcoming in a future video. Not this one that's coming out, but a future video. We got some awesome shots using the GoPro. And as Dave said, send us a message in Discord, Facebook, email us, whatever you want to do, and we'll help you out in any way that we can. There you go. Mad, Scott. That sounds awesome. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to put some more music on and turn it up a bit. And I'm going to disappear. But everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have much else. But thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next one.